My next project on the bench is a Truetone 5-tube clock radio from the late 1950s or early 1960s. Just one look shows it's lived a hard life, but let's see if we can make it play again. The power cord is dangerously cracked, so we'll definitely be replacing it. And you can see the triangular civil defense Connell red markers, which shows that it comes from before 1963. The radio is built on a printed circuit board, which didn't become common until about 1957 or 1958, and has many components in a couplet, which is sort of the ancestor of our modern integrated circuit, and those came into use after 1958. Truetone was a store brand from the retail chain Western Auto, which specialized in automotive parts but branched out in sort of general merchandise, including radios and consumer electronics. The label on the bottom of the radio that would give me any kind of useful information about where I can get service information about is completely ratched. On the lower right hand side, it doesn't say Western Auto. It says Montgomery Ward, which is kind of odd because Montgomery Ward sold their consumer electronics under the airline brand name. On the top left, you can make out an A and what I think is an R, so it might have been made by Arvin. But looking for under Truetone, Airline, and Arvin, I can't find any Sam's and no other kind of service literature, so I guess I'm gonna just try to fix it freestyle.
So, in trying to figure out the original manufacturer of this radio, the one clue that helped me finally figure this out was the EIA code. The 742 refers to a company called Esquire Radio, as actually marked right beside the EIA code. However, searching through the SAMs turned up again nothing, so I guess I'm still stuck.
Since this circuit board doesn't have any bumblebees or wax paper capacitors on it, there's nothing that will go arky sparky explode. So I think I'm just gonna take a chance, put a cheater cord on it, and fire it up. So after plugging in, the clock movement takes off right away, and there's the telltale filter hum. I don't know if it's coming through on camera, but that filter capacitor right there, it just looks baked. The top's going to pop off, and so it's got to go. So taking a look at the filter capacitor out of the Truetone radio, it's a wax paper electrolytic. It's just baked. So the two section 50 and 30 microfarad, 150 volts. And yeah, you can tell it's all dried out. Probably you can really tell it's kind of looks like it's been bubbling up and it's just baked. And for chuckles and fecal matter, I wired on some new wire leads, and I'm gonna pop it into the M tester to show you how big this really is. Showing 16 microfarads at 150 ohms ESR. So that let's just call that baked, like an upside down flint rubble bubble cake. And let's try the other section. So testing the 30 microfarad section. it's coming up at 43 picofarads. So, but then again, this tester always showing it, always shows dead components at around, as a capacitor, around 36 to 40 picofarads. So yeah, same thing. So that's how dead this thing really is. So I've got a couple of temporary replacements. They're not even close to the proper values that I need. One's a 20 microfarad and one's a 10 microfarad, both at 200 volts. So I'll put the 20 microfarad in place of the 50 microfarad section and the 10 in place of the 20, in place of the 30. So, and I'll see how we do. So with the temporary electrolytic capacitors installed in place of the filter capacitor that had gone dry and opened up, it's now time to turn on the radio. Dialight is on. We're just waiting for vacuum bulb illumination. Okay, tubes are glowing. So let's see. Okay, so we've got noise out of the speaker. So turn the tuning dial. It's good, but doesn't sound like we're picking up too much yet.
We'll be waiting for something to happen, and it never does.
There you
But
go.
I mean, really,
we're working.
They did what they had to do.
We are working.
Yeah, I think, all these people that are calling for Pablo to get the ball more, he's getting some touches on those little swings and checkdowns and stuff like that. But I think if you keep handing the ball off to Pablo, now you've got to have a balance to that. If you keep handing the ball off to...
That's 980 our news talk station.
Lisa Schaefer, she's back home in Kitchener-Waterloo watching the game with my grandfather today. So both of them were probably going crazy.
Our football
Have you checked your text messages yet? Because I suspect there may be some from Mom there.
Most definitely.
There's not a lot of fun, just because these are not the correct value.
So you're going to do something.
Capacity.
Getting better. A lot of mistakes from that game. Personally, I'm sure the team had as well, so we're going to come in and correct that. And
victory on the Cooperative Rough Rider Radio Network. 23-10, the final score. We heard from our offensive star of the game, Kean Schaefer-Baker. We could have picked, I don't know, 4 or 5. Braden Lenius' catch. First.
I was planning to do a IF alignment, testing it off camera. A couple of my replacement filter capacitors short-circuited and cremated my 35W4. So as a reminder for both you and myself, the janky repair attempts are really just for proving the source of a fault and not an actual permanent repair. If you don't have the proper parts to fix it, these kind of repairs are only temporary, and I mean only temporary. make sure to buy the proper parts and put them in right. So due to my little blunder that cremated the 35W4 rectifier tube, my repair journey with this radio has come to an end. But I will be producing at least a couple more videos about it. I'll probably try reverse engineering the couplet and maybe see if I can rig up some kind of solid state rectifier so maybe we can finish it. So until then, and I'll return with another repair on the workbench under the stairs. Don't forget to like and subscribe.